What's up, guys? Blade Master here, and with a review, not a review, a preview of patch 15, aka the Emperor's Edition DLC. Or not DLC, it's just the Emperor's Edition Total War Rome 2. There have been a bunch of changes, a lot to single player, but a lot to multiplayer too. And I'm only going to cover the multiplayer part in this vid. Maybe I'll make something for single player later. But yes, later on in the vid, I'm just going to, or in this vid, I'm going to explain exactly what the changes are. I most likely have missed a couple, and if I have, please let me know. But hope you find this video informative and fun, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Patch 15 beta has just come out, and look at this massive change. Evocardis have 0 bonus versus infantry, and so do all melee it seems. No way. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is gonna be a review of the beta, of the patch 15 beta. Hold on one second. Alright, so okay. Let's take a look. So it looks like all units seem to have, all melee infantry units have 0 bonus versus infantry, which is a massive change. This means that spears are so much more useful right now. Okay, let's check. Okay, so I'm going to check Lusitani. I don't believe these guys, actually no, they had high melee attack, but their weapon damage used to be higher, I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong. But it looks like they've got a small weapon damage nerf, which is terrible because Lusitani are already a shit faction. Oh yeah, actually yeah, they're already a shit faction. I just thought that okay, spearmen now have 10 bonus versus. That's not the case. Okay, so let's take a look at some barb. Sorry, yeah, some barb spearmen. Okay, so they still have the 15 bonus versus large instead of 20. But it looks like their charge bonus is increased. Or am I wrong? I'm not sure. Let's take a look at RDI. RDI, one of the so they used to have 105 armor. I'm pretty sure that they used to have 105 armor. These Illyrian noble hoplites have had their stat boosted to 115 armor and 70 morale. They used to have 65 morale, and their health has been up too. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. That's actually legitimately crazy. Alright. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at these guys. So they've got 15. Whoa, Illyrian cavalry have 15 bonus versus large now? What? Okay. Now I gotta check other melee cav. Okay, so these guys. So now melee cav have a bonus versus large. So I guess they don't have a bonus versus infantry anymore. Is that the case? I'm not really sure. I'm 100% with that. Also, these noble cav definitely didn't have 105 health before, and now they do, which is good. So let's see these guys. Okay, Cantabrian cav are still shit, I'd say. Although their health has been improved, I would say their health has been improved. I'm not really sure about that too. Okay, let's take a look at Bactria. Bactria needs nerfing. 880. The noble cav Bactrian noble horse used to be 840, so now they're 880. Let's see, they've got 15 bonus versus large, no bonus versus infantry. I don't know if they still have a bonus versus infantry or not. Their armor has been up to 95. It used to be 85. Why? Why would you do that, CA? Why would you make their armor give them an increase in armor? That's just shit. Now all we're going to see is more backchain spam. But let's. So they've got more armor than Hellenic cataphracts. Are you shitting me? Really? That's just stupid. Okay. Whatever. That's fine. Elite Persian archers have a missile damage of 40. You guys. Elite Persian archers have a missile damage of 40. This is crazy. Okay, this is absolutely crazy. Because imagine on heavy shot how much damage they would do. What? Okay, this is crazy. I'm actually super hyped right now. I'm sorry. And backchain pultis and light pultis missile damage has been dropped down to 32 from 40, but their armor piercing is upped a lot. Okay. Eastern javelin men missile damage at 41. I think all archers now have 40 base damage. Okay, now I really want to check barb archers. Barb archers are still a no-go. I would never take them. Gallic hunters have 35 missile damage. They don't have heavy shot. Let's take a look at Gedai because they've got better archers, I believe. Dacian heavy bowmen still have 35. CA needs to fix this. There's no need. There's absolutely no need to buff the existing incredibly powerful archers. So now I want to take a look at. I'm really sorry, by the way, if I'm just moving around a whole lot. I'm just really excited. Mercenary Cretans have the same amount of damage as other archers. Okay, so this this stat buff is really perplexing. I mean, I don't get why you would give the already powerful archers a 40 missile damage. It's really crazy. Now I want to see if what's the stat buff to these guys. So Dacian heavy skirmishers still have 32, whereas mercenary Thracian pelters, who are now capped at 3 per army, have 41 missile damage. Okay, okay. This is these guys have 65 armor now. Dacian heavy skirmishers have 65 armor. That is insane. Okay, I need to look at OK now. Okay, Thracian skirmishers used to be 300, now they're 330, which is good. Thracian pelters have 480. Okay, so they have 41 damage. I believe their melee attack has been upped a little bit. Their armor is terrible. Their armor definitely used to not be 15. It used to be higher than that, which is a good move. But now let's take a look at these guys. So they have 0 bonus versus infantry. A massive change in stats to melee inf probably affects Odrysian Kingdom the most. They used to have 15 bonus versus infantry. Now they have 0. Yep, now they have 0. So melee attack is still really high at 76. Let's take a look at their weapon damage. It's 30 and 15. I don't know if it used to be, if armor piercing used to be that high, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So bonus versus large for Thracian Royal Cab is 15, whereas for the regular cab for Thracian Horsemen, who are now 500, they used to be 450, now they're 500, which is another very good move on CA's part. They should be higher than Thracian Cavalry because these guys are very strong cavalry for their cost. Okay, so they have 60 armor, which used to be the same. Their melee attack has been nerfed a little bit, if I recall correctly. Their weapon damage, I don't remember, it used to be so low too. But they do have bonus versus large at 10. Okay, now let's take a look at Roxolani. Let's go over there. So these guys have pretty similar stats to how they used to have before. 10 bonus versus large. So Shock Cav have 10 bonus versus large, whereas Melee Cav also have 10 bonus versus large. Let me just see if I can. No, there's no drop down for that, which is really weird. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm very happy with the changes. I'm just more surprised at this point. Like, it just makes no sense. Why would you buff archers who are already so strong? Ooh, okay, this is good. Why did I not check slingers earlier? Okay, this is very good. Slingers have been buffed. So their missile damage used to be 22 for Balearics, I remember. It used to be something like 22. And for regular slingers, it used to be 15. So now from 15 it's gone up to 20. From 22 it's gone up to 29. Again, don't quote me on this. I mean, I'm most likely wrong on a couple of things. But, ooh, yes. Okay, Lusitani, my favorite faction. Now the Lusitani Spearmen have got a cost nerf. They used to be 800. Scudari Spearmen used to be 600. Now these guys are 700 and 500, which is very, very good. Lusitani Guerrillas, unfortunately, are still not a viable unit to take. Their base morale has been nerfed. Why? Their base morale used to be like something like 55 or 60, and they used to still be shit. Now they've got a stat nerf in their base morale, which is even more weird. They should get like a 25 bonus versus large, honestly. Okay. So Balearic Slingers, from 22 I believe it's gone up to 29, and now they have 20 base damage and 9 armor piercing. So that's good. They've got higher armor piercing than archers. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? I'm right. So archers have lower armor piercing. So this, I believe, is kind of a throwback to the earlier patches when slingers used to have higher armor piercing, but archers used to have just higher base damage. Back then, no one would ever take archers because slingers had they just had really good stats, which would make it like, you would never want to pick um, slingers, or you would never want to pick archers. But now slingers have, I think this is okay. I mean, but okay. So another, before I even go on with my rant, another thing to note is Cretans are only capped to 2 per army. Rhodian slingers capped at 2 per army, and mercenary Thracian pelt is capped at 3 per army. Let me see if there's a similar thing for Evocades. Are they capped? They're not capped. First cohort, not capped. None of them are capped, I think. Praetorian Guard, not really. Okay, so what about Spirit Gladiatrices? Okay, that made no sense that they were capped to 4. Now these units are capped to 6. So that's good. Velites are still the same. Levies have been increased, so now they are more viable to take. So from 22, they've been up to 29 missile damage. Good, 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 good. Okay, so Legionary Cav, Equites, Saki Equites, Auxiliary, and Praetorian. So these are all the same. What about the? Actually, I haven't even checked. So Saki Equites Extraordinary have. Okay, I just think across the board they've increased the health of all cavalry, but now it just makes even less sense to bring Shock Cav. Why would you ever want to bring Shock Cav when it clearly states that even the higher, like the mid to upper mid to higher tier cavalry have 15 bonus versus. So sorry for the small cut in the middle. My recording software stopped working for some reason. But let me just go over really quickly the rest of the changes. So I was on Rome, and basically what I was trying to say is that mid to high tier cavalry have 15 bonus, but it's not really applicable to all cavalry. You can see like Bakshin Noble Horse has 15, and these guys are really strong now. Even though they've got a price bump, their armor is at 95 from 85, which is really crazy. They actually have higher armor than Hellenic Cataphracts, which is just dumb. Not really sure that I support that one. Epirus has a bunch of changes. They've got some mercenary Italian swords too, and they've got some mercenary Etruscan hoplites. And Hellenic Royal Cav still seems the same. Mercenary Italian Cav, they still have them. Molosian dogs are still the same. So, okay, actually no, let me just spend a couple more minutes on just going over the regular this one. So, Bronze Shield Pikes used to be 800. No, I think they were always 760. Pontic Peltas do have 41 weapon damage, missile damage, which is really good. Horse skirmishers used to be 380, now they're 390. Scythian horse archers used to be 360, now they're 380, and they have missile damage of 40, which is very good. But another thing to note is that mercenary Scythian horse archers for nearly every faction, and actually any mercenary unit for any faction, is capped at 3. And depending on which unit it is, it can actually be capped to even less. So mercenary Celtic warriors at 3, light horse at 3. But if you're wondering if companions are limited to only 3 or 4, they're actually limited to even less. Mercenary companions are only limited to 2. So they don't have any bonus versus large. So this is a very good move by CA. They are clearly sword and shield cavalry. So now they don't even have any bonus versus large, whereas the other cavalry do. I think they should only be used as an anti-infantry force. So mercenary Numidian Noble Cav and mercenary Numidian Cav both have 41 missile damage, which is very strong, and pretty. It's one of the few javelins that actually has that. Tarentines still have 32. Let's take a look at Egypt. Egypt has 620 for mercenary left warriors. Let's take a look at the Sobek cultists. Still have the same cost, 1380 for Galatian Royal Guard. Okay, so this is all the same. Actually, instead of going through each and every faction like this, let me just give you the gist, the detailed, not the detailed, the gist of the summarized version of what the changes are. So first, melee cav have 10 to 15 bonus versus large. Shock cav have, for the most part, only 10 bonus versus large. That's the first change. The second change, let's go to the skirmish department now. Skirmishers, slingers have 22 to 29 missile damage now. Britain slingers have 23, but what's different is they have a lot of armor piercing damage. Now archers have 40 total missile damage, but as you can see, they have slightly less armor piercing than slingers. A step in the right direction, but I don't think they needed to increase the missile damage for archers. Now, with heavy shot, of course, they are going to be incredibly deadly. So now we've finished two departments. Now the third one is melee infantry. They've lost their 10 bonus versus enemy infantry, which will make for some much more diverse fights, I would say. Spear infantry still have basically the same stats as they used to have. Um, they haven't really changed much. If anything, they've given them a slight bonus or a slight buff. As you can see, RDAI have Illyrian Noble Hoplites have 115 damage now. So now we've finished melee infantry, spear infantry, missile infantry, and melee cavalry and shock cav. What are the other things that are left? Missile cav. I mean, there's not really much to say there. So that's the gist of the multiplayer changes. Of course, some spear infantry, and I forgot to mention, have 30 bonus versus cav now. So Libyan infantry have 30 bonus versus large. I wouldn't be surprised if Levy Freeman also had. No, these they still have 25 bonus, but they do have cavalry counter tactics. So that's the end. Oh, actually, no. Let me take a look at Naked Warriors before I get done. Naked Warriors have a 15 bonus versus infantry, whereas all the other infantry have 0, which makes for some pretty interesting future use of armies, I would say. Now, I don't know if I went through melee infantry for the Swabi, but there are a host of changes for them. Um, Berserkers have much lower weapon damage and lower bonus versus infantry. Other than that, they have basically the same stats. Round shield swordsmen used to have much higher weapon damage, and so did swordsmasters. I think right across the board, their weapon damage has been reduced by a whole lot, and that's just to counter their extremely potent fear build, I would say. But other than that, it's basically I think this is the end of the video, guys. And hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative, and stay tuned. Peace.